Today in the crypto space, we see the market still looking nice and green. Bitcoin at around 71,000. Ethereum still hovering around 3850, give or take. However, guys, some of these altcoins are looking really good. Look at Altcoin, Tau, CRO, Stacks, and many others. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator. But more importantly, I want to talk about one opportunity that could be ready to make a nice bounce, and that project is called Shido. So you know what? Let's talk about the news. Let's analyze the charts and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with the market. The market is looking pretty good. You know, we're getting a nice green across the market. We see the overall total market cap continuing to rise, continuing to go those to the higher levels, up approximately 1%. That's pretty good. Trading volume still kind of, you know, hanging around here, but still the market cap is looking great. We're going back to the $1 trillion mark, and altcoins for the most part have yet to run. So this is what we're waiting for. Altcoin season, maybe this is what we're seeing at the current moment. We have Ethereum showing a lot of pressure to the upside, which is good. It's looking for a breakout out of its little flag that it does have. Guys, we'll take a look at Ethereum price tonight. We'll take a look at Bitcoin tonight. We'll take a look at the Bitcoin dominance and figure out what could be happening here in the immediate short term with regards to altcoins, because generally speaking, in the previous bull runs, in the previous cycles, we've seen Ethereum lead the way for the altcoin season. And this could be our indication that as soon as Ethereum starts to wake up here and start breaking out of structure, it could be that we see all the other altcoins flourish as well. BNB is definitely giving us a lot of strength in the last little while. Yes, today it's kind of going sideways, doing its thing, but guys, you can't deny it. It's up 16%, moving significantly for a large cap altcoin. Solana as well, doing a nice little thing here, up to the upside, 2%, not bad. And if you keep on scrolling down, we have a lot of good altcoins, guys. Toncoin waking up, even Cardano putting a lot of positive pressure to the upside. As you can see, we have Chainlink still waiting, still at the bottom of the range, double bottomish, maybe looking for a pop. Polkadot, a bit of pressure to the upside, which is looking good. Maybe we start breaking to higher highs and making those higher lows continuously. Making a trend to the upside is what we need. We have Uniswap consolidating, bull flag potential, definitely bull flag potential for continuation to the upside. Near Protocol, another impulsive move to the upside, and the list goes on, guys. So either the market right now is up approximately 2%, give or take, as you can see, more or less 2%, or we're in a really good move, right? 13% for Stacks today. Congrats, great move to the upside following that Bitcoin narrative. Bitcoin is pushing to higher levels. We know that Stacks is definitely a volatile version of Bitcoin, in the sense that it has a small cap. It's a lot more, the smaller cap, the market cap is a lot smaller, which means that when Bitcoin's showing strength, Stacks usually follows its lead, which is a good thing here because you're up approximately 13% for the day. Good stuff there. What else do we have? We have MNT, Mantle, doing pretty good, 5%. Nice. It's not breaking out of previous highs just yet, but it could be looking for that change of character in the structure, which is awesome, of course. We have Monero, slow grind to the upside, guys. Look up Monero, up 16.6%. Not bad. Who would have thought, you know, that maybe the privacy narrative is coming back? Guys, I did mention in the past that I feel like the privacy narrative is getting a bit of room to grow, given the fact that, you know, regulation is looking the other way right now. Pretty much. Regulation is full on crypto, and you know, politically and all of that. So why not, you know, let some of these privacy projects flourish just a little bit? Floki, small short-term pullback, but Floki has been killing it. Definitely ripping it to the upside, up 7% for the day, and still within a retracement. So it's doing pretty good, and it got into price discovery today. So not bad. Floki's definitely outperforming, doing really good. Arweave doing great as well, going sideways, maybe continuation to the upside, and the list goes on, guys. We're getting a lot of good momentum to the upside. And as a momentum trader myself, I have been preparing for this for a good little while. Guys, I've been offensive for the last little bit. I've been telling you guys, buy the dips. I've been saying, let's find those bottom dwellers. Let's DCA at lower levels. Any moment now, guys, we could get into a scenario where we need to start getting defensive. And this defensive strategy essentially means that we should start protecting the gains. Now, it doesn't mean that you should be exiting positions. What it does mean is maybe take a bit of profit, maybe trail up a stop loss so that you can protect yourself in case we do get a major pullback. But at this rate, we are in the green, and we do see a lot of these altcoins pushing to higher levels. I'm questioning Ondo. What's going on with Ondo? It's going sideways. Do we get another impulsive move after this sideways consolidation? I'm hoping we do, of course. Celestia pulling back in the last little bit, so I'm expecting a continuation up eventually. Pith waking up today, guys. If you were on the Discord this morning, I was releasing all kinds of setups, guys. Pith, Rio, so many others were doing great, and we caught them nice and low, and we saw them slowly swell up today. And Pith has been retracing for the last little while, so I'm liking the way Pith looks, and it's up 10% in 7 days, so not bad of a move. And the list goes on, guys. We can see the market today is doing pretty good. Orders are doing great still. We have Brett finally making it all the way to this top 100, guys. Brett has been also really doing well. $1 billion market cap all of a sudden. It has potential, guys. It has potential, right? The major meme coin on base right now. So it could be that we see this thing getting listed on major exchanges very soon. What else do we have? We have some good gainers, of course. EGLD waking up a little bit, but nothing major. Akash Network, slow and steady. Maybe we start waking up, and the list goes on. Guys, we've done well. The market is doing great. Congrats. Let's keep on finding those bottom dwellers. And of course, guys, I know you're here to talk about charts, so let's begin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. First, we'll take a look at Bitcoin, and then we'll take a look at Shido, because Shido has been suffering for the last little while. But when there's opportunities like that, you have to basically weigh out your options. And currently, Shido could be in a very optimal scenario to take a bit of risk. We'll take a look at Shido, but for now, let's see what's going on here with Bitcoin. Bitcoin at the end of the day is doing great within structure. There's no reason why I'm going to get bearish at this current moment. I do realize that we're at a breakout zone, but the question is, what about if we do break out? What if we do get a nice impulsive move out of this consolidation, this structure, and start breaking structure to the upside where we can see a nice bullish price target hit? Guys, let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. Ultimately, Bitcoin right now is doing great. There's no issue. I have no reason to get bearish. We're above the $60,500 level, which is the bottom of the structure, pretty much, excluding this right here, this mess down here that got people wrecked. Then all of a sudden we got that impulse, and now we're kind of consolidating within this level. Guys, the price action has been respecting the TA, and that's a great sign, right? Respecting the TA. We've been calling these bottoms. We've been doing them early. I don't know about any other channel that has been calling these shots as accurately and as early as us here on the channel. So it's been doing great. We've been doing great. But ultimately, it's the altcoins that I'm really focusing on, because Bitcoin, at the end of the day, getting these pops to the upside, going sideways and boring price action like this, and getting these short-term little pops up, give the altcoins a lot of room to grow. And a lot of green could definitely be put in the next little while. Now, Bitcoin could definitely break out and hit some bullish price targets. And yes, a lot of the liquidity out of the alts will be pulled out and put into Bitcoin for the short term. Because ultimately, once Bitcoin hits its price target, maybe targeting 85, maybe around the 82, around this level, obviously we'll track it day by day. People will take profits and put them right back into the altcoin market. We know that the altcoin season has yet to really flourish. So we know that the possibility is there. We know that that is where the major gains are. And that is where a lot of people are rotating gains from large caps to low caps. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing, trying to stay one step ahead of the market and rotate capital where the basically our capital can be put to work. Momentum right now pushing to the upside. That's good. Definitely volatility to the upside, which is awesome. Almost already overbought. I feel by the end of the day, we should see exactly where this volatility leads. I'm expecting a breakout soon, guys. I'm expecting, look at the trend. Also, the trend is looking good. EMA cross, we targeted this EMA cross really early. I compared it to what happened here, and it looks like it's definitely happening the same thing, where we want to see the trend, the EMAs here on basically in the bullish control zone. If we get back into the bullish control zone, that is where we're going to get the majority of the move to the upside with regards to the trend reversal. This was the bottom of the trend. Bit by bit, we were getting bullish divergence, guys. Look at this indicator showing you exactly where the bottom was on this trend, and all of a sudden we get the EMA cross, we get expansions to the upside. That green dot gave me a lot of confidence, and look where we're at. We're getting that pivot, guys. We got the pivot perfectly right into here, and of course the momentum gave us a nice expansion, sign of expansion leading right into here, this green wave to the upside. So Bitcoin definitely doing great, respecting TA. The indicator did very well, guys. If you're interested in this indicator, I got a lot of information for you guys on the Discord. Feel free to join, and I can fill you in on the Discord. In addition to that, guys, we've seen that Bitcoin has been doing a great job giving us leading indications to what the general market is doing. Now, if Bitcoin continues looking this way, we can expect altcoins to take full advantage, and of course Shido is one of them. Let's talk about Shido here for a second. So let's back it up and talk about its history, exactly what happened to Shido. Shido got exploited. We get it, and it happens here in the wild west of crypto. It happens all the time, in fact, more often than we wish, but ultimately it presents opportunity. Sometimes it doesn't. Let's be real about it. It doesn't. Sometimes it does. Actually, most oftentimes it does. We see a lot of, mishaps in the crypto space. Why? Because we're still in research and development phases. A lot of this is new technology, speculative technologies, new applications of technologies, and sometimes there's failures along the way, right? The good part is that we get to learn from those opportunities, and we become stronger and better at what we do. And ultimately, Shido did come down. Obviously, based on the exploit, it came down significantly. Trading was halted temporarily on exchanges and all of that, so they can resolve their issues. But I always say, guys, wait for structure. And now we're slowly building structure. We were building a bit of structure right into here. We fell a little bit lower. We tested previous lows. This was the volume gap, and here we are. We're at the bottom of the range. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this, because I know there's people right now that are absolutely crushed and salty about the fact that they lost quite a bit. You can see that. And trust me, guys, I get it. I'm a trader. It affected me too. But it's important to identify bearish divergences, right? Inverse head and shoulder patterns. This TA was in here before the crash, before the dip down all the way down. I was letting you guys know that it wasn't looking good prior to the crash. So hopefully you were able to defend yourself, and getting defensive at the right time is key, but also getting offensive is also very important, and understanding that risk to reward ratio can present great opportunities. So again, structure, we're back at the bottom of the range, guys, back at previous levels of accumulation. As you can see, lots of volume being built into here. Now, if you start looking at what's happening at the current moment, we can start isolating the volume here. We're getting a bit of a spike, especially right here at the bottom. People started taking a bit of risk in here. Let's get rid of this wick. Let's look at the volume that has been built right into here. A lot of market participation, and what do you see happening? A nice bounce. That means that everybody that got in here, the majority of the people that got in here, went bullish. Why? Because risk to reward ratio was great. And guess what we're producing right now, right at this critical level? A higher low, a confirmation low, confirming that this could be the absolute low before we get the major reversal. Now, what would get us even more confident? A higher high. Now, the only way to really achieve that is to break above this high, so that we can make a higher high. And now that's called a change of character, because as of now, we've been making lower lows and lower highs all the way down. Obviously, TA is hard to apply when you get these, capitulations, these big events, these black swan events, or these events that actually crash the price, removing the invisible hand from the economics. But ultimately, what I like here is that we're at least showing a bit of structure, and that we're seeing that people, even though have the opportunity to take profit, there's some holders left behind. There's people that are buying the dip, and we got a bit of a spike of green in the last little while. So we could do a couple of things here, guys. Start DCAing and realize that, invalidation is at the previous low. You want a stop loss, and this is the place to put it. Let me get this horizontal a little bit lower so we can make it a bit accurate, and we'll highlight its importance by making it thicker. We'll put this red box right back where it came from. Let's see if I can do this accurately. If not, yeah, let's see, do my best here. Let's get right into here. Pretty good. And let's make it a little bit bigger so we can identify that this was a weak spot. Now you can see clearly the volume filling it up, and it's no longer an absolute weak spot. Let's kind of see what's going on again. Look at it. It's no longer a weak spot. So I stand corrected. Let's fix this properly. This is the weak spot. Okay, fine. A bit of a weak spot. Not even that weak anymore. It's not even that big. So are we respecting TA? Could we fall through the volume gap a little bit more and come down maybe to about 0.001? Yes, it's very possible. And then we bounce and then we continue to the upside. And it's very likely. The thing is that if this becomes the confirmation low, the higher low, and then we start making higher highs, it could be that the trend has pivoted here. Okay, and that means that we are likely to go back to all-time highs and kind of see if we can get into price discovery. And the reason why I say this is because despite the exploit that has been patched, the tech is still there. The team is still there. The team is still hustling. This team is still doing what they got to do to get this project flowing. Now, if there are other fundamentals that we need to address, guys, deep dives do a great job. Do your research. Do your research. Go on the website, read the white papers, get involved in the community, try to figure it out. And ultimately, that will improve your bullishness. If you're fundamentally bullish, you need to go and keep up to date with what the community is all about. Now, ultimately, we start looking at momentum. This is another thing that kind of keeps me interested, is momentum. Oversold. The volatility came down, very, very oversold. Momentum, you can see that it's moving to the upside. If we start to see the purple line go up for another shot to overbought conditions, alongside the volatility to the upside, it's likely that we see a nice impulsive move on price on Shido. Okay, that's what I'm expecting. Now, we did get a green expansion, as you can see. Now, it was very short-lived. Obviously, there's a lot of individuals that are, you know, not really trusting Shido at the current moment. But as we make peaks and valleys and improve the structure right in here and show individuals that we're making higher highs and higher lows, people are going to get convinced. And as they get convinced and confident, you know, with all the confluence in the chart, the position sizes get bigger. And as the position sizes get bigger, we start to see peaks and valleys that are taller and stronger, and then we start recovering, right? So that's really what we want to see here. And I kind of like this level for a potential risk opportunity. You want to make sure that you can mitigate risk. Now, as far as trend goes, you can see that, you know, maybe the bears are putting in a bit of a move to the downside, but it does look like maybe the bulls are going to get back into the action here, guys. Look at this trend. Right into here, right? We can see the EMAs did cross to the downside, but it looks very short-lived. I don't trust this. I feel like we're going to get back into the bullish control zone and start moving to the upside once again. Because look, from here all the way to here, it took days. Don't forget, it took days. It didn't happen overnight. And I think that overall, it's resolving. The FUD is resolving. It's simmering down. People getting real about it. Getting back to basics about the tech and the team and so on. And I kind of feel like right now, people are realizing that Shido could be undervalued. So taking a bit of a risk is okay here. A punt, that's the way I would like to talk about it. Now let's go back to price action for a second and let's start looking at what's going on here as far as the recovery. Let's think about this recovery as a punt. Why? Because ultimately a small amount of capital could do some really good things. Let's say you enter right here and you exit right around this level. You're talking about 450%. Not even talking about the tops, not even talking about all-time highs. We're talking about just right here, 450%. Great gains, great opportunity. Now, what about all-time highs, price discovery, and all of that? If that were to happen, guys, ultimately, there's a lot of potential here. So what I would say is even a small bag could do a great job for your portfolio. So I would be building a small position right here and increasing my position size as I build my confidence into this horizontal support. If it's going to be support, there's a good likelihood that it is. Lots of volume, as I said, good signs of divergence on the oscillators. You can see that the oscillators are ready to start pushing upwards while we're trying to desperately hold this horizontal. And before other people start taking risk and realizing that it's a great opportunity, DCing where before the breakout is actually a great place, because really when the price back tests for a liquidity grab, you've bought at very low levels, right? You don't want to buy where everybody else buys, because that's usually where the max pain comes down, and the price comes down to basically inflict a bit of pain, that max pain level. So I would say that max pain level is above 0.003. We get above 0.003, we start to see a lot of weakness above as far as price goes. We can smoothly get right back to this level without much resistance. And if we do break up and we do come back down, this is max pain. If you start building here, it's likely the price won't backtest and basically try to hunt that liquidity out of your bags at this level. So DCAing is not a bad idea. Okay, guys. So in addition to that, just understand that we're looking for a higher low, and risk to reward is absolutely healthy here. Let's put a setup, and just to give you a visual, you can see that I would be happy putting a stop loss right underneath here and accumulating in this range. I know it's a 46% dip. Let's just consider this for a second. But if you modestly just look for a modest breakout here, you can easily make 260%, which improves your ratio. We're not even talking about all-time highs or previous highs, guys. You get what I'm trying to say here? We're trying to be modest about this and real. The reality is, yes, you could be sacrificing 46%, but if your position size is small, let's say $100, you're only sacrificing $46. You think about that, right? Now you can wait for a better entry. You can wait for it to dip if it's going to dip a little bit lower and improve your risk to reward ratio. Now your dip is only 35%, but what about if it doesn't come there? What about if we don't come down lower? What about if this is the bottom and we start looking for higher highs? So this is why DCAing around this level is not a bad idea. Buy a little bit now, if it comes down, buy a little bit more, and deploy a bit of capital around this area, and know that ultimately if we make a lower low, lower than this low, guys, get out. Because who knows how low we're going to go again, right? We've went sideways before and made a nice structure. Obviously, there's not much. Look at the volume coming in as it's coming down like this. This was a bullish divergence. This was a divergence ready to happen right into here. Okay, guys? So ultimately, I think it's a good place to take risk, calculated risk with the small position size that could make huge differences once we get recovered here, guys. And I would take, obviously, chance risk is calculated, then therefore it's a bit safe. Risk management is going to bring safety to your trade. All right, guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, Alright guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor, slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join me live at 7:30 Eastern tonight talking about crypto news and price action. Take care guys, have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.